Okay, so this tutorial will hopefully make sewing the tape on your mask a little bit faster for people who don't have all the extra tools. You can see here where I have connected 2 pieces of tape because I didn't have a long enough piece of fabric. You can cut off the excess, but I didn't happen to. I've sewn the tape right side of the tape to right side of the mask along the edge at 1/4 of the width of the tape. To make this easy, we ironed the tape in half at the start. That will help us guide it the rest of the way, but that's the only ironing you have to do. We're just going to fold. So you see that we've got the front side that's fully connected, and we are just going to fold the edge down to the center seam that we ironed and double it over to cover the edge of the mask. So it's nice and secure. We're going to clip and come back to that later. Now we're at the very end of our tape. This one happens to be cut with the selvage on the edge, and that will not fray, so we don't have to do anything. But for all other instances, you'll need to fold the edge in and then fold the side over to the center line and repeat the same. Fold the other side over to the center line so that they meet in the middle. Clip or pin that into place, and then we're going to move a little farther down. Here's where it can get a little tedious, but it doesn't have to. We are going to use that center line that we ironed and then just fold everything in and use tension to make the rest of the fabric fall in line. If it's not even enough, rub the pieces so they get to the center line and give it a little tug, and it should just fall into place. If you have a machine and a foot that allows you to move the needle over, then this is the time to do it, because the feed dogs underneath will be better lined up and your tape will go through more smoothly. On my machine, it means selecting the width button and taking it down to 0. And at this point, I also take the length of the stitch much longer so that I can go faster and straighter. If your needle's in the middle, then your tape should be in the middle, but I'm going to put my needle to the side and my tape to the side so that the feed dogs can push it through more efficiently. Whenever you stop, make sure your needle is down. We're going to be tugging on the fabric a lot, and that will keep the fabric from moving. So here we go. We are just going to be keeping a lot of tension on the fabric, folding each side in to the middle crease that we made when we ironed, and then folding that in half. And anytime there is a puffy spot, you're just going to poke it and then smush it down. When you get to the next spot, you're going to do the exact same thing. If it's not lining up evenly, give it a little rub side to side so that the pieces fall on the center line, and then fold it and tug a little more. To increase your sewing speed, you need a light tension. One way you can do this is by pinching it with your thumb and guiding it with your fingers so that it maintains a straight line. You're not tugging on it or pulling against the machine, but you are keeping a light tension and the machine is doing the feeding. When we get to the mask, you want to make sure that when you have folded it over, it's covering the seam from the other side so that you know that it's going to catch while you're sewing it on the other side. My personal favorite way to keep the tension on the tape is to have my fingers set up in a little trio with one on each side of the tape keeping it straight and one in the middle keeping a little bit of tension. Hopefully that helps a little bit. If you don't have a tape maker and you don't have a million years to spend ironing quarters, this makes it go a little bit faster. Thanks for watching.